The neon lights of Shibuya flickered like the dying semblance of hope amidst the long shadows cast by the looming buildings. Each year, the Tokyo Halloween drew crowds eager to indulge in frightful fantasies, adorned in costumes that veiled the darker facets of their realities. This year, however, an unsettling whisper slithered through the busy streets, a foreboding spoken in hushed tones, tales of a mysterious figure haunting the alleys, a shadow enmeshed with the laughter and revelry. As the clock struck midnight on Halloween, the once vibrant city succumbed to an eerie stillness. Akira, a university student, trekked further from the thrumming heart of Shibuya, drawn by an inexplicable curiosity. His friends had stayed behind, preferring the warmth of laughter and sake. But Akira craved something deeper, a thrill that resided in the unknown. He'd heard the stories. Legend spoke of a masked specter, a yurei that preyed on the lost souls who wandered too far into the shadows, lost amid the festivities. Akira chuckled as he thought about it, dismissing it as one of those ghost tales meant to entertain rather than evoke genuine terror. But something gnawed at him, an uneasiness that suggested he shouldn't linger. Wandering through the dimly lit streets, he came upon a narrow alley, its mouth hidden by the throng. The air grew dense, wrapped around him like an embrace. A shattered mirror adorned the damp brick wall, reflecting fragmented images of the Halloween crowd. Laughter warped into wailing, faces twisted into horrid visages. It drew him in, whispering to him from its cracks. Just as he turned to examine it closely, a chill crept along his spine, a freezing brush of air that felt alive. He stiffened. A figure appeared at the alley's end, cloaked in rags that fluttered as if caught in a tempest. The face was obscured by an ornate mask, painted with ghastly designs that seemed all too familiar. Heart racing, Akira stumbled back, adrenaline surging. "Who are you?" he managed to blurt out, though a part of him regretted even asking. The figure took a slow step forward, tilting its head as though evaluating him. The world around him dimmed, the chatter from the streets fading into an oppressive silence, and the phantom hauled itself closer. As Akira's mind raced, flashes of abandoned memories surged through him, a childhood spent alone, haunted by things that go bump in the night. He recalled floundering in fear every time he caught a glimpse of shadows creeping around corners in his old home. The mask before him now twisted into a face that was achingly recognizable, that of someone he had long lost, an old friend who vanished during a Halloween party. Panic seized him as the figure raised a fragile hand, beckoning him to come closer. "No, you're not real," Akira whispered, backing away. But with each step, the figure seemed to draw closer, the air thick with sorrow and despair that coiled around him like smoke. Akira stumbled again, a wall at his back. It extended its hand, fingers stretched invitingly. "Join us." The voice was a haunting echo of memories, long repressed, calling him into the void. The alley began to twist and elongate, the shadows sharpening, the world outside reduced to glimmers of light trapped behind the suffocating gloom. In a final surge of defiance, he turned to dash back, but the way out was indistinct, swallowed by the laughter of pretender phantoms. His breath came in ragged gasps as panic clouded his mind. Desperation clawed at him, and just as he thought he could escape, a demonic chorus rang in his ears. Faces flooded the alley, a cacophony of the uninvited, each costume blurring into grotesque caricatures of the very community he knew and cherished. Then, silence. He blinked, and the weight of the world crashed back as he found himself standing alone, the alley empty once more, the air still yet suffocating. He turned to leave, only to see that the way back was now entirely obscured. Yet, A single roar of laughter echoed ever closer, as if emerging from spirits encircling him, ready to welcome him into their eternal fright. As dawn broke, an unsuspecting reveler stumbled past the alley, glancing at the broken mirror. Within its shards, he saw himself reflected, as well as the ghostly figures behind him, always watching, always waiting for someone to join their ghastly soiree. Akira was lost, but would forever be part of the Halloween night, trapped in a haunting dance where shadows linger like memories too painful to remember. Tokyo. Halloween, O Misterios Sombrio di Shibuya, with the light of early morning staining the skyline with hues of orange and mauve, the alley emanated a deceptive calm. Akira's laughter had long faded, replaced by a chilling whisper that curled around the bricks like smoke. Memories, once cherished and bright, now shifted and twisted, mixing with the soft rustle of autumn leaves outside, promising nothing but shadows, waiting to entangle unsuspecting souls. Each night that followed, the mask haunted him. In his dreams, it prowled with disconcerting familiarity, extending an invitation to join the throng of the forgotten. He would wake gasping, drenched in sweat, the cold touch of the damp alley still lingering on his skin. The world felt altered, colors dulled beneath a veil of dread as Akira sought to reclaim the joy stolen from him on that fateful Halloween night. Desperate for closure, and perhaps a glimpse of the answers, instead of indulging in drinks and laughter at the university, he returned to the alley, expectations layered in resolve. This time, he was armed with the weight of his loss, the faces of friends reassuring him that, perhaps, just perhaps, he could confront the specter that held him captive. The evening air was thick with anticipation. He traversed the streets, each vibrant costume and reveling laughter, now a backdrop for his own internal nightmare. As he approached the mouth of the alley, the lights flickered ominously, as if warning him to retreat, yet he pressed onward. The mirror loomed larger than before, shards whispering memories he wished he could forget. Akira! The voice was a seductive murmur as he stepped into the darkness, resonant and velvety, wrapping around his mind. The figure awaited him, masked and robed, the remnants of familiarity clawing at his heart with each heartbeat that echoed in his ears. "Why do you linger?" it crooned, tilting its head with an unsettling grace. "You could be one of us." "No, I won't let you take me," he protested, clenching his fists. The shadows flickered like a candle's flame, eager to engulf him whole. "Do you really choose the light over the endless night?" The mocking jest seemed to penetrate the very fibers of his being, chipping away at his resolve. The thrumming laughter of the many souls lost in masquerade filled the air, an intoxicating melody that reverberated within his chest, threatening to drown him. In that moment of weakness, he saw their faces, hollowed out, eyes void of life, a reflection of what he could become. But in their depths glimmered something unnameable, an echo of his own past laughter, bonding them in a shared grief. They had yearned for him to join, desiring companionship in their eternal despair. "Together, we reign in the shadows," the figure cajoled. "You won't have to stand alone." And then Akira thought of his own friends, their warmth, the fleeting moments of joy overshadowed by his fears. Had he truly been a wanderer all along, or was his heart still tethered to the living? In a moment of clarity, he recognized the truth woven within the Yurei's enticement. It preyed on the lonely, the heartbroken. It specialized in twisting hope until it became despair. In defiance, he shouted, "I refuse!" A flicker of determination ignited within him, as flammable as the costumes of the revelers beyond. "I will not be another lost soul in the shadows!" The figures recoiled, their laughter catapulting into shrieks of rage. Akira felt the air tremble as the mask before him cracked, revealing deeper darkness swirling behind it, an abyss that reached out like skeletal hands toward him. The world spun, caught between realms of nothingness and overwhelming reality. He bolted for the exit, the alley unraveling behind him like an aged tapestry. Echoes of laughter morphed into anguished cries as the specters fought to retain their grip. Heart racing, he charged through jagged shards of memories until he burst into the open street, the thrumming life of Shibuya crashing against the wall of despair that had loomed behind him. With every breath, colors returned to their rightful vibrance, laughter washing over him like the relief of dawn. But as he staggered onto the familiar pavement, a cold reality washed over Akira. He turned back, trembling, heart racing not from fear, but from the realization that he had severed his connection to that world. The darkness within those alley walls pulsated with rage and hunger, and he was not untouched. Days turned to weeks, and the shadows in Shibuya lost their color, stealing the vibrancy from everyday life. Akira often found himself looking back toward that accursed alley, the laughter now a distant echo forever tinged with sorrow. On nights when the moon lurked low in the sky, he dreamed of the Yurure's mask and the faces of unfulfilled souls, whispering ever louder, yearning for a friend to join their eternal Halloween. And on those nights, he began to notice something. A hesitation in reflection, a flicker in the glass. The mirror of remembrance never truly lost its pull. The vibrant realm of the living faded away, and somewhere in the cold embrace of night, the alley waited, the laughter still echoing. And beneath the neon lights of Shibuya, he understood that Halloween's true horror was the prospect of yearning for a dance with the damned until the end of forever.